Well, Strategic Treasurer is excited to announce our third annual Treasury Fraud and Controls survey, underwritten by Bottomline Technologies. As crime is continually on the rise, we do our best to try and delve into what's actually going on in corporations, both here in the U.S. and globally. I'm here with Craig Jeffery of Strategic Treasurer, our managing partner, to learn a little bit more about the survey. Craig, could you tell us some of the areas that this survey covers?
The survey touches on practices that people are using for defense, for discovering fraud, for protecting against it. We're looking at cyber incidents, what's going on in organizations, what experiences are they having with attempts and actual losses. We're also looking at everything from the structural defense, bank account management, to back-end activities like visibility and reconciliation. How are we able to respond more rapidly? The key element to this is that we're seeing what's happening broadly across North America, across Europe, so we get a perspective and flavor for what might be different region to region, even industry by industry.
Okay, that makes sense. So in a corporation, there are a number of people who have touch points in how fraud may come into an organization. So in terms of roles, whether it's corporate treasurers, people in accounts payable, anyone within a corporation or even in a bank, who would be an appropriate person to take this survey?
So from a banking perspective, it would be anybody involved in Treasury, anybody in the operations area, or anyone in the Treasury group of a bank. In the corporation, the treasurer, their entire group, someone involved in payments with accounts payable, even internal audit, all of those could provide good insight that would be useful for the industry at large and for the learning that they will receive by looking at these questions.
We've heard so much great feedback from folks who actually do take the time, 20 or 25 minutes, to sit down and not just provide us data, that's valuable, but also to go through the process of reflecting on your own roles, of your own task, and your own organization. We do a fairly comprehensive survey, and we want to make sure that we're covering all possible areas where fraud may creep into an organization. And so for participants, there's value, right, in being able to sit through and think through their roles and how it affects the organization?
I think there's two key elements to the value there. One is that, as you just mentioned, the process of thinking through these different items helps you understand where you might have weaknesses, where you might have a gap in what your current practice is, where you might have an opportunity to step up your game to provide a better defense, a better offense against some of the cyber fraud. The second is that you're going to get a lot more information. The value of sitting down and doing that, we're going to provide much more data to those who invest the 20, 25, or 30 minutes to do this. It's a significant amount of time. People tell us nobody's going to take surveys that are that long. And you, the audience, have been proving that you're willing to do it if you get much more rich information. And there's a tremendous amount of rich information that we can cut different ways. Look at it from the bank perspective, the corporation, compare those two, look at it by industry, size of organization, a real rich bit of information. But it does take some time, a short bit of time of investment.
That makes sense. And we do want to send a hearty thank you both from us and from Bottomline Technologies for all those who've taken part in this survey in the years past, and we hope that you'll take it again. We do hope that you benefit from not only the results webinar that will be hosted after the survey closes, but also an infographic that gives you a good snapshot into some of the key data points, as well as both for the participants, a very robust, as Craig mentioned, report that will hopefully be able to aid you in the decisions that you're making about fraud in your own organization, as well as even report up and down the chain to all those that may be affected to build up your internal training, your processes, and help you in the year to come as you're a part of this fight against fraud. For those of you who have never done this before, go to strategictreasurer.com and you'll see on our homepage a link to the survey. Click through. One of the great things about it is if you use your email to get in, and you don't have a full 20 or 25 minutes to sit down, you can stop where you've left off, come back anytime at the same link, and pick up where you left off to give us all of your voice as it relates to fraud and be a part of the fight against fraud in 2018.
Thank you.